Well, it's Friday night, and you know what that means. It's Midwest Days of Thunder Cup Series Racing. This week, coming to you from New Hampshire Motor Speedway, 1 mile oval, somewhat flat. We're going to have a great race on tap for you tonight. 175 laps, 175 miles these drivers are going to contend with, and a 100-degree track temp. So that'll be fun. Limited fuel to 80%. It's always a great time to go racing, isn't it? Friday night, it just kind of feels special because, especially when you come to a track like this, it kind of feels like your neighborhood. Saturday night, Friday night, out there at the short track. My name is Alan English. I'm joined in the booth tonight by Francisco Villarreal. How you doing, Francisco?
Doing good. Ready to see this race. It's going to be interesting. We know how these cars can handle here. Going to be extremely loose, so hopefully we'll see some good driving, some patient driving, and looking forward to it. Looking forward to broadcasting with y'all.
Yeah, it's always a good time when we get together up here in the booth, and we wouldn't be complete without our buddy down there on pit road, Adam Turner. How you doing tonight, Adam?
I'd be fine if you didn't take all my my shtick. I'm the one that talks about the fuel and stuff.
Sorry, I had the screen up.
Yeah, thanks, man. Zero fast repair, 80% fuel, unlimited tires, like you said, 100 degrees. And also, I want to correct you. It's 1.06 miles, 175 laps. That makes it 185.5 mile long race. Just so you know, I'm not being nitpicky here.
Well, that's probably if you drive down the middle of the I don't know how they measure that.
I don't know, but it is going to be interesting because, like you said, it's hot, kind of flat, very wide. I think we've seen some of this racing before, and it kind of single files out, and then we may see some pretty good green flag stuff. But hoping nobody runs away with it. That tends to happen at a place like this.
Yeah, the sponsor for tonight's race, this is actually the Campground 175, as they're calling it. And Hemlock Grove Campground is tonight's sponsor. You can easily find them out there on Facebook and do a Google search. There's a great campground up in Maine. What family runs that outfit? Adam, do you remember?
Corey Wakefield.
Is that Corey Wakefield still?
I believe so.
But yeah, out there, that's in southern Maine, kind of close to the coast somewhere there, isn't it?
It's all the same. I don't know what's going on out there. I know it's beautiful, and there's bears.
It is very beautiful.
You'd probably have a good time if you went to the Hemlock Grove Campground. It'd be a great summer vacation for your family. But I've never been there.
I can't say I've ever been to Maine either. But
well, Michael Pimper is also from Maine.
Yeah.
So got some Maine boys out here running around.
Well, these guys are running a couple laps of qualifying, so we got a couple of minutes to sit and talk here about strategy. I mean, is a fuel strategy going to really play into this race? Because as we saw a truck race here the other day, or no, it was the Xfinity race. Fuel strategy was almost not nearly as important as getting fresh tires on these cars because they really do eat them up here with the flat surface.
Oh, yeah. The flat surface definitely does play a factor when it comes to these tires more than the fuel does. As we saw in the Xfinity race, like you mentioned, the tires kind of wear away, so you're slowing down even more and more as you enter the corner. Now, these Cup cars, they are different from the Xfinity. The Xfinity, you were able to see people drive it off and not have an issue. I've raced these Cup cars at this track, kind of similar temperatures, and you can barely touch the throttle in the middle of these corners. If you even try it, I have a feeling you're gonna see a few people spinning out just because these cars will get loose on you and just spin out as if there's no grip whatsoever.
Well, yeah, go ahead, sir.
No, I was just saying I was listening to some of the race radio traffic, and league owner Tabor Mowry kind of mentioned that you got to be light on the throttle here, and I guess in the corners you're going to annihilate yourself and your friends if you touch it, according to Francisco. And I would trust him. He's actually a real iRacing driver, unlike us. We kind of retired, so we're just watching. So Francisco's our guy that knows what's happening here at this track. That's for damn sure.
I know y'all mentioned this a 1.06 mile long track. The way I was driving in the Xfinity series, I made it 1 mile.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We saw you. I'd never seen anybody run that line before, and we were looking at it. It's like, man, how is he making that work? I guess you can make it work, but not for a very long time.
No, that's like your last resort. Now, don't get me wrong. I've raced a few officials where I've seen people in the trucks, in almost all vehicles, they'll run that bottom line for the majority of the run. As for how they save the tires and make it stick every single time, I'm not too sure. But if they're smart and I think you just let off extremely on your entrance, let it coast around that bottom lane and just gas it once you get to the corner, you make up a lot of time. I remember some of the officials, they would cut a second each lap by just running that line while everybody was running that mid to high line. So it'll be interesting to see if anybody really does try it.
Yeah, now I'm starting to remember what happened there. You're just kind of running on the bottom, mowing the grass damn near, and we knew what you were doing. You're just trying to make up some ground. You had got caught up in something, and trying to make up some time. Hey, if you can do it, you're that skilled to do it. That's a tough road to hoe, I'm sure.
Oh, for sure, especially in these cup cars. I wouldn't recommend it, but when the time comes towards the end of this race, all bets are off. Go for it.
Let me ask you this, Francisco. Is this one of those tracks that people get angry at where we might have a fight or something cool?
It's a very frustrating track for the simple reason is you could have a solid run, but the inside, if you can't make that car stick, it's extremely hard to pass. And then even though it is just a mile, if you're out of the line while there's people kind of single file, you will drop a lot of positions. And it's very frustrating. You'll try and gain one and you'll lose 3. So it'll be interesting to see how it works.
Well, looks like Andrew Cobe with your fastest time so far.
Well, they're about to.
Oh, they're gridding.
Gridding up.
Goal
Yeah,
line
man.
is over. So I guess this would be a good time to go down our starting grid. Get her loaded up here. So starting in the front, your pole sitter, the 11 of Andrew Cobe with a 29.68.7. Good enough for your top time by just over a 10th. So that's doesn't sound like a whole heck of a lot, but here at a short track, that really does make a lot of difference. There's only about a second separating the entire field. And to the outside of him, the 48 of William Brown. Row 2 will be the 9 of Justin Barkley and the 5 of Tabor Mowry. Row 3's going to look like this. It's the 60 of Alan Kewins, and outside of him, the 6 of Tony Fry. Angel Hernandez in the 42, and Mike Simone, old Red Stick, in the 27 will make up row 4. And row 5 is Jason Ricketts on the inside, and the 24 of Joe Neidick on the outside.
73 of Justin Malarkey in 11th. 21, Michael Pimpere from Maine in 12th. 25, the Italian Stallion from Arkansas, Eric Fiorello, 13th. 16, Corey Wakefield, another one from Maine. Hemlock Grove Campground, 14th. 70 is Stephen McComas, 15. 96, Derek Schimmel, angry guy from California, 16th. The 29, Matty G, Matthew Gusty in 17th. 31, Alan Slider Dixon. He's always driving a Coke machine out there in 18th. 26 of Michael Buckley, 19th. Number 10, probably in a Rainier beer car, I'm guessing, Matt Thorns. Hopefully we get to see him on camera tonight. 20th, 89 of Gary Sack the third, 21st. 85 of Stephen Davis. I think he may be running race control. And then maybe we might see him. The 110, Richard Michelob Gray.
Here we go. It looks like they're starting to get rolling here on the parade lap. Tabor Mowry getting on the radio to remind everyone Hey man, easy on the gas here. Let the tire pressures build up some. We don't want a situation where people come out of 4, go across the start-finish line, and open it up, and get
Well,
squirrely before turn 1.
if it's gonna cause a fight, I want to see that.
Oh yeah.
Look at Richard Gray. I mean, he's like 3 miles back on a 1-mile track. Come on, catch up to him, Richard.
We got about half a lap to go before they kick this thing off. Going into 3 now. Yeah, not a lot of banking here. It's probably 17, 20 degrees, something like that at the most. But here we come down. Pace car dropping off. Andrew Kobe and William Brown leading this thing. And the green flag's out. Here we go. We are racing here at New Hampshire. Side by side, nose to tail, all the way to the back of the field. Andrew Kobe with a great run down into turn 1, sliding up in front of William Brown. He's going to be taking the lead before they even get to the back stretch. Taver Mowry goes around the 9 of Barkley. And just like that, they're single file till about 10th place here. A couple of cars still side by side. Who's that? Mike Simone and somebody?
Yeah, it looks like single file though, pretty much all the way around, except for Steve McComas, Eric Fiorello kind of fighting it out. Looks like Jason Ricketts getting past a little bit, so there is some action out on the track. Francisco, are those cold tires hurting some of these guys right now?
I think what everybody's doing is kind of playing it real conservative because these cars are naturally loose. Now, adding cold tires to the mix is just even worse, so I'm sure that they're just, holding on, letting some heat build up, and then they're going to try to start making some moves once they kind of get in rhythm.
I just lost our YouTube feed. I'm going back. It's still up. Problem's on my end tonight, it looks like. Andrew Kobe still leading this thing. William Brown, Taver Mowry, and Justin Barkley.
But Corey Wakefield actually did turn into the wall a little bit on his own. No harm, no foul. But that's going to set him back a little bit.
A lot of laps, though, here. A lot of laps. We got a long way to go. 170 laps to go as they come across the line here. Yellow's out.
27.
In the 27, yep. Did you happen to see what happened there?
As a matter of fact, I was on Angel Hernandez, and I saw the 27 slide across the screen. So let's go ahead and see what happened here.
He's self-spun, looked like to me.
Oh, yeah. The typical, just a little too much on the throttle. Gets it loose and gets it right around. Now, I think he should be good. He didn't hit nothing.
He didn't hit anything except his ego.
So he should be good. And even then, with the way this track is, as long as you're good on horsepower, you should be good. Now, with that being said, if you do get damage, it will affect the handling of the car on the longer runs. So it is important to keep the car safe, but it's also important to realize that if you get a little bit of damage, don't worry about it. You can get it fixed without it just killing your momentum.
Well, Taker's down here in pit road.
Really?
Taver Mowry, Angel Hernandez, looks like Joe Nidick. Steve McComas
from 3rd?
Yeah, I think he's just trying to get the edge, man. There's 6 laps in. I mean, I don't know. Let me ask you this, English. Do you think that on that corner there with Red Stick Mike Simone, he might have been eating like a boudin ball and it got greasy and the wheel got lost on him?
There's always a possibility. In fact, this time of year, he probably had some crawfish guts on his hands. And
he got it in his eye.
That's slippery. That makes it, And then he rubs his eye or adjusts his glasses. Next thing you know, you got a bad situation.
I'm just throwing it out there, possibles.
Well, that brings up tonight's safety tip. If you are eating crawfish, make sure you wash your hands before you go to the bathroom as well as after.
Oh, that's
before and after.
That's a known fact. If people don't know that, they're gonna be in for some fun.
This has been your
Warning.
Weekly
Louisiana.
safety briefing.
Louisiana Safety, Part 1. Man, everybody's learning tonight, even those guys from Maine, if they're going to listen to you. If they ever get crawfish up there, they probably do lobster up there.
They get them giant crawfish, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Crawfish of the ocean.
That was our life tip of the week.
Yeah, I know.
Follow me for more life hacks.
Yeah. Somebody could sponsor that, like Miller High Life or something. Get you some extra beer down there in Louisiana. Do we have anybody on Facebook or FaceTime or anything? Say anything cool?
Angry 89 trying to butter me up again.
What's he saying?
Says I'm his hero. I don't know what that means.
Oh man,
Heroes wear capes and stuff like that.
Yeah, you're wearing one today.
We're gonna talk about racing.
Yeah,
then we got quite a few people watching over on the YouTube stream. Adam Strom joining us once again for Friday Night Racing and Cold Beer. And Thomas Stanley said, that sounds like a pretty good plan. Tins Alex, congrats to whoever ends up winning the race.
Do you get fan of the race? Do we have a fan of the race in the Cup?
Yeah, we're going to have a fan of the race.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Pump them up.
We're going to pick it out of the folks that are commenting, so keep the comments flowing. We'd love to talk to you the entire race if we can.
Yeah, I hope
Adam, we got half a lap? Yeah, we still got half a
Yeah,
lap.
we're half a lap to go.
Albert Anderson joining us also on the Facebook saying, Richard Gray, my new teammate at Numb Thumbs Racing. Go get him, Richard.
America's
so that's
Driver.
A little inside information.
So America's Driver, you're going to watch tonight iRacing's oldest driver in the 110 of Richard Michelob Gray, and glad to have him as a teammate, I'm sure, but he's a lot of fun as they're coming into 4. Looks like Cobe is on the outside, Brown is on the inside, Fry and Barkley and Malarkey all behind them stacked up. Alan Kewins is back there as well. We're in that Geico restart zone, and here we go. Pretty good run by both of them. 48's holding his own on the inside there as Cobe, looks like he's driving it pretty hard into the quarter. Let's see if he can hold it on the outside. Looks like he cannot. And looks like Brown comes out in front back in the backstretch of New Hampshire. Still some pretty good racing out there, boys.
I don't think he meant to go near that high up the track, but once he got up there, he may have gotten into some marbles and just went for a big old slide.
Yeah, I'm sure he kind of held off a little bit. Just said, I'll settle for second at this point. Good battle here, Pimpere. Looks like the 60 of Kewins and the Zigzag machine battling it out.
I will say, though, I did like that move of him taking the outside. Just because you do carry more momentum and able to get the drive off the corner. But like you said, I think he just drove it a little too deep, which resulted in him going up that high. If he's able to figure that, or in general, whoever leads the restarts is able to figure out that high line, it could be the money move to do.
We'll definitely have to keep an eye on that later on in the race. That's some great insight that you're able to provide us on.
And you're listening to a guy that's a road to pro guy. What are you now? College? You're in the college thing too, man. So
yeah,
we got a real driver here with us.
I was able to compete in that eNASCAR College Series yesterday. I was able to qualify in the trucks at Charlotte, so was able to learn a little bit more. As I think the 11 might have either drove it in too deep and hit the wall, or he just overdrove it and kept it off the wall. But either way,
There's another yellow.
Caution's out.
And I believe Corey Wakefield.
Have to find that one.
Yeah, we'll get some sponsor time on the screen here. Possibly.
It was
for
Corey Wakefield.
Hemlock Grove Campground.
And he just lost it by himself there out of 2, and he's done that twice. That's where Red Stick Mike. That must be a real difficult part of the track there.
Well, here's my question, Adam. Is he one of the guys that just pitted for tires, or was it a cold tire situation? It doesn't look like.
Well, he did. Yes,
yeah,
he did.
He
pit
did
for tires, so that could be part of the issue.
Yeah, that was back on lap 5. Them tires should have heated up by then.
It this track really does come down to the discipline of throttle control. You have to be, I know a lot of people that watch me race or just in general watch people race, and they think you're off the gas and you're right back on the gas full throttle. At tracks like these, you're going from 25%, 20%, a little bit of 30 here and there. You're messing with that throttle the entire corner to see if you could get the best exit. And if you miss it by just a bit, that's exactly what will happen. You'll go right around.
Yeah, so you can't just mash it like you're in Talladega. And I think some of these guys are probably getting used to the fact that, yeah, we can't mash it out of 2. We can't mash it out of 4. Because you're going to go sideways. Like we've seen, that's Wakefield twice. I think Red Stick Mike Simone might have been a crawfish issue, but we'll go with iRace. And I don't know, something happened with Red Stick earlier, but it was very similar.
Now, while we're under pace, how about we go through the field, just looking through everybody's, see how everybody's either calm or panicking.
Yeah,
early
let's
on.
check that out. I forgot about that awesome feature. Show us who we got.
Let's start with Derek Schimmel.
Heard he was wearing like a Golden Girls t-shirt.
He is wearing a Golden Girls t-shirt. That's freaking awesome.
That's insane.
He's about as calm and cool as collected as I've seen him.
Next up, we got Michael Pimpere. Right there.
Pimp,
See him.
turn the light on, Pimp.
See him kind of.
Nobody to see him.
Next up, we have Mr. Joe Neidick.
Oh boy, looks like a bricklayer or something, don't he?
Well, I wouldn't want to cross him, I'll tell you that.
We'd have to combine forces maybe to take old Joe. Pretty
Next-
stout-looking fella.
Next one up, we got league owner Taver Mowry.
For
And a few spots back, we got the mustache, Matt Thorns.
oh Lord.
And finally, the last
Oh,
one
wide earth.
on our camera list is Mr. Gary Sack.
Oh, the Michigan man.
There's old Gary.
As I believe we're coming down the backstretch and should be going green, so I shall return to our usual scheduled program.
I love that though.
Alrighty.
I like seeing all those guys and what their rig is and how their camera's set up and kind of their mannerisms and all that. That's a really cool feature. They're coming into pace cars coming into 4.
Now, William Brown took the inside. You really can't go wrong with either one. It's just a matter of preference. Me personally, I would try the hot side as they're coming to the start-finish line, getting ready to go green. Green flag is out. You see the 48 and the 9 of Justin Barkley going. They're kind of dead even into the corner. 48's going to send it into that second lane, drift up just slightly to get a better exit. And he should clear the 9 as he does. We see the 6 get a really good run, battling the 11. As they enter turn 3, 48 still cleared, 9 right behind. 11 trying to battle back and get around that 6. I don't think he's going to be able to do it with the outside line being as good as it is at this track, as you start to see a single file train forming.
Yeah, it's probably smart at this point in the race. We're seeing Barkley up in the front more and more. He's in a Coors Light machine. He's got no numbers on the door. I don't know, what is he in the future or something? I don't know what's happening. But I think it's a family member driving, but he's been on fire lately.
Yes, he has. I believe it was at Nashville Super Speedway that we also saw him battling for the win right there on the final restart. So he's been on a little bit of a heater. It'll be interesting to see how well he could keep it up.
And over there on the YouTube, we got Alan Lichty joining us, saying, "Don't worry, somebody's going to get pissed before it's all over." And that, Thomas Stanley said Alan Hughes wins for the best car paint, and we had Adam Lichty said that JOBs are better than zigzags any day. And then
Ooh.
Thomas S, of course, saying Derek has the best shirt for the race. That Golden Girls shirt, that's pretty sharp. And Fallen God 343 saying I love Andrew's paint scheme. So keep the comments coming. We're gonna have a fan of the race before it's all over with.
The 5 and the 21.
Oh man,
Came
Hard.
in there like a shot out of
Malarkey.
hell.
No, that's
Who
not
was
Malarkey.
that?
Who's the 70? McComas in the 70 involved as well.
They might have got caught up in the back end of that, but Tabor came in like a rocket, hit the 21 of Pimpere.
Let's see
And somehow
here.
Kewen's made it right through there. If you get in Kewen's view, you can see everything.
Ooh, I see what happened here. So if you look, so Tabor was able to hold that line, but with the way New Hampshire is, people kind of get afraid of drifting up into that high line. So I think the 21 was kind of following Mike Simone, or who's that in front of him? Is that the...
That looks like Buckley. I think that's the 26.
He's following Buckley, and if you
Could be
look,
wrong.
kind of comes down. Actually, Tabor does come up as well. I think it was a combination of just the line at this track, and he gets obliterated. Oh,
Yeah,
that was...
It didn't look too terrible for Tabor or Pimpere on a damage front, but as long as what you say, if the power's up, you're good. You don't need really aero here.
$31.
Yeah.
I think it was it the 00 that snuck by? That was a close call. He able to avoid it.
That was the 60 of Kewen's really got through
Couple
the
of-
first part of it.
A couple of them made it by about the skin of their teeth.
Let's see if we
And
can.
a few guys coming down pit road to get some damage repaired.
We got
No fast repairs, so if they got required, they got to sit there.
Buckley's in there coming
get it all
out. Dixon. Pimpere's in there. Thorns. Nidic's just coming out. Yeah. Ricketts. McComas. Everybody's trying to get everything kind of fixed up there. Richard Michelob Gray.
And check this out, Adam. Alert the media. The 96 of Derek Schimmel up 9 spots. He's sitting in 7th position right now. Biggest mover of the race so far.
At some point, we'll see him on video beating his steering wheel. 'Cause something's gonna upset him, I
Not
think.
sure. I mean,
Yeah, he gets angry. We don't have Eric Fiorello. His cam's not up tonight. That's a shame.
No, I believe there's one camera on here. By the way, if anybody's watching the broadcast, there is one camera on here, but it has been loading all this time. So I believe they might be having technical difficulties on their
probably
end.
mine.
Yeah, who knows? But it is cool to see him. Do we need to talk to anybody? Should we talk to Thorns? He's always the fun one to talk to. He's never really angry. He's kind of middle of the road guy, you know? Let's see here. We still got a lap to go. Do you think we could squeeze something in, guys?
Oh yeah, let's go ahead and bring them on in.
Let's try to bring old Thorns up, north-south racing. I can work on that. I'm bringing him up if I...
He has a
No,
little bit of
no.
front end damage, but should be good.
Oh, hang on. My computer, you know computers. They're just something else. Let's bring him up real quick.
Working through the field.
Matt Thorns, you got a copy. You're up here with the big dogs.
Yeah, I got you, boys.
Well,
Alright.
you're looking pretty good, but what is the track slippery? What's happening out there?
The track is not too slippery. It's a lot better right now than it was when I was practicing all week. But it is a little slick. This thing will snap loose on you, especially coming out of 2. And it feels like once it goes, it's gone. So, other than that, I'm just trying to take it easy back here in the back and just ride. I got a bum shoulder, so.
Gotta play it safe. Well, we'll let you go since I believe we're coming to the green flag again. Have a
Yes,
good
sir.
race.
10-4, boys. Y'all have a
Good
good
luck. See ya. Yeah, that was a quick one. All right, let's get it going there, English.
Well, here we go. We got William Brown in the 48 on the low line, and Mr. Barkley there in the 9 on the outside in that Coors Light machine. And here they go. They just took the green flag. Tony Fry and Malarkey behind them. going into turn one. Advantage Brown, as he's able to take that spot away from Barkley. We kind of figured that would happen, having the low line advantage there. But Tony Fry fading a little bit as Malarkey comes around, and now Eric Fiorello in the 25 up on the high line, working that high line to perfection there to complete the pass. And here comes Andrew Cobb right behind him. Angel Hernandez also working the high line right above Taver Mowry in the 5, who's making a dive on the 6 of Tony Fry, that Viagra machine. And here we go. They're starting to single file back out again and click off a few more laps.
Yeah, you got a couple guys back here like Joe Neidig trying to dive on the inside of Red Stick Mike. 24 is coming up on the 60 Alan Kewins as well. So that's some pretty good racing right here, kind of middle of the pack.
Yeah, they're racing. Ooh, 24 kind of looking
almost 3 wide.
I was about to say they're almost 3 wide. I will say,
Caution's out.
I believe that was Corey Wakefield.
Well, let's give us see what happened there with him. Did he just tear the thing up or what?
He has damage this time, so let's see what exactly happened. Oh,
Lord. Yeah, he
got loose and just got hit from behind by the 29 of Matthew Gusty.
Yeah, I don't think Matthew had much room there. There really wasn't anywhere for him to go.
Nah, that's one thing about this track. A car gets loose in front of you, and it's like you just gotta hope you pick the right lane. Well, in that situation, he really didn't stand a chance. He was too close for any avoidance. As we see, playing mind games a little bit.
There? Oh, are they? Well, apparently this is now going to be the stage. I forgot we had stage racing here at the Cup Series, Midwest Days of Thunder. Midwest Days of Thunder, you can start in ARCA or trucks, move your way to Xfinity, and then Cup if that's kind of what you want to do, or you can stay wherever you're at, whatever you like to do. Come check them out. Real team concept deal here with these guys, and I think it's kind of set up almost like the real deal, right? Wouldn't y'all say?
It's as close as you can get, really. I mean, they have the owner concept, 4-car teams. You got to work your way up. And if there's not a spot for you up there, you don't move up. I mean, that's a reality that a lot of the real-life drivers deal with. If there's not room for you up in Cup, you don't go anywhere until somebody, quits racing or they get demoted, which is and it does happen. It's a possibility. You can get demoted out of Cup. We haven't seen it in a while, but
let's name names. Who's been demoted? I want to hear about this. You get demoted, or do you just rage quit? Which one?
I think either one can happen.
Yeah, I think it's either one, but yeah, we'll eventually see a good fight here at some point.
Oh, for sure. I haven't been around long enough to see who's used to be in Cup, so I'm fairly new.
Well, you're going to get to see it firsthand, and we've had threats to visit other states and take care of business and do other things to people, and yeah, we've seen it all here. Midwest Days of Thunder. Yeah, it was a couple seasons ago. There's some good fighting going on back then. I may or may not have antagonized some of that, so I'm sorry.
I will say, from what I've seen, it's been very calm, collective, the usual meet me in the trailer type situations, but overall, everybody gets along and heads to the next race calm and collected.
Where's my fighting partner tonight, though? Oh, Brandon.
I was about to say, we're down a man tonight.
Yeah. I could have used him for my backup for all the... He would have set up the ring and everything for everybody to fight.
Oh, he would have been pulling people left and right, trying to...
Yeah, I was wondering why we were working so hard. Yeah. Well, hopefully we can get a good green flag run. I guess we're pretty much What are we? Everybody pretty much square on fuel and tires at this point?
Uh,
I assume so.
except for the two leaders of Joe Nidick and Jason Ricketts, they're on 7-lap older tires. Everybody else is even on pit strategy, as they are on the backstretch.
Yep. The lights on the pace car are off. Joe Nidick's on the inside, looks like. Jason Ricketts on the outside. He looks like he's blinking on my screen. William Brown, Justin Barkley, Justin Malarkey, Andrew Cobe, and Eric Fiorello. Gonna round it up. They're hitting that restart zone. Gun the thing, boys. There you go. Joe Nidick got a pretty good jump on Jason Ricketts. So did William Brown. Followed by Malarkey. Looks like Ricketts is gonna in the one. Will stay on the outside, keep it fairly clean going into the back stretch. Hanging in there, but he's blinking a little bit with the Malarkey, and then Eric Fiorello kind of diving it in there, trying to get in that top four.
Now,
I think I might have my stuff sorted out there for you, Francisco.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
check out the 9 and the 25 side by side coming around into the turn.
Yeah, the 9 has a stupid place for his.
Caution's out.
For his
that
numbers.
was Alan Kewins, I believe.
Oh.
Oh, there is some smoke. See what happened here.
Oh, lordy.
Let's see. Fart chase and oh, 27
Red Stick Mike Simone.
sent in a
Got
little
him.
too deep and just, like you said, got him.
Got him.
Now let's see if there was any more carnage after that, or
It did look like there was some.
wow, actually, it seemed like everybody avoided. He held his brakes, stayed in the middle, and everybody went around.
I don't know. Gary Sack had a little issue with the number 70 in McComas. So a couple things happening at once.
Actually, what happened was he came down to avoid that wreck, and Matt Thorns was right there, and he kind of doored him, went up, and got into
Oh.
the 70 as well.
Oh, man. English, you got your camera working, you said?
I don't know. I'm trying to find something about Hemlock Grove
Oh,
Campground. Here we go. Kennebunkport, Maine. That's where they're at.
that's where the Bushes are from, the rich Bush family.
Is that where the compound is located?
Yeah, it's definitely located up there.
Hopefully I'm muted.
You did? No, we can hear you, son.
Humans. No, I mean on the other thing.
I don't know what you're talking about. On your camera?
Yeah, because I guess I was talking to the other drivers. I heard Derek Schimmel say, "Hey, tell that English guy to stop broadcasting over the over the camera channel." I didn't know I had to be muted. So sorry about that, fellas.
Man, you're really messing things up.
I took care of
I'm
it
doing
as
my
we
best.
go to the cockpit point of view. I muted you and blinded you in the cameras,
Thank you,
But-
sir.
but I still do not see your camera.
See, I don't know what's going on with it. It says my vision is disabled temporarily. I don't know what that means.
Oh, that's for me. That's so you won't see all the other drivers. That's
Got
as you see, still some new features, getting it ironed out, trying to get some new views in. As we're, like I said, we're on board with the leader of Joe Nidick. Now, I will say these runs are kind of important because, as you saw, they were on a little bit older tires. Yet Joe was still able to hold off William Brown. And now, granted, it wasn't that many laps, but you know, this could be important to realize for maybe with a 5-lap run at the end. If there's a caution, whether you pit, you stay out, or what your plan is. So it'll be interesting to see how people approach the race after seeing what these tires can hold up or do.
getting all discombobulated with all these incidents, man. These guys need to straighten it out, and figure it out.
Joe Nidick actually going to be starting on the front row this time for the first time.
Who's on deck for the restart?
That shall be me, as they're on the backstretch.
Getting discombobulated with all the. I'm listening to all the drama that's going out there on the. There's a lot of stuff happening on the track. I don't want to share it all with you, but people are angry at a driver, and it happens.
Alrighty, as they're coming into turn 3, going around into turn 4. Pace car comes down, coming to the green flag. Joe Nidick leading them. Green flag is out. 24 gets a good run. So does the 48, kind of dead even. Ooh, 48 able to send it a little bit deeper, get the run on the outside. Like I mentioned, the outside could work if you really stick it, as the 25 nearly gets put into the wall. Able to keep it clean, as we see a battle for third and fourth between the 25 and the 73 of Eric Fiorillo and Justin Malarkey. William Brown able to lead this lap. As you see, everybody's kind of going back to single file with a few battles going on around 7th place with Tabor Mowry as he clears Jason Ricketts.
Yeah, there's still some too wide fighting. Tabor's fighting Andrew Coe. Just looks like he passed him almost. Andrew Coe said, "No, I'm not going to deal with that. I'm going to try to pass you."
You know, one thing I haven't seen yet, and I'm a little surprised, as Tabor got a little loose. As we see a car around, oh, big wreck.
Caution's out again.
Oh, that was a big wreck.
I saw the 42. I could see his roll cage. Angel Hernandez just having a bad night so far, it looks like.
What happened here? There was a car that went flipping. I know that for sure.
Yeah, that would have been the 42, Angel Hernandez. Oh, Richard Michelob Gray. Oh.
Got loose.
Yeah.
And overcorrected it back into the field.
Yeah, he...
Oh,
That
that's...
did not look good.
No,
I
I did...
saw a cone.
I will say, I did say damage isn't that... It won't be that big of a factor, but I think that damage will.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to turn the engine block into half the horsepower.
That was... Ooh, that was a big wreck.
Oh, it was like a Talladega wreck at New Hampshire.
So who all's going to pit here? I mean,
I did.
almost everybody come in
I'd pit
around
again.
lap 28.
I'd pit again. Yahtzee.
Might as well.
Jason Ricketts, Mike Simone are your first takers. Mike Simone has no hood. Seems like the later half, I assume everybody that's gotten damage coming in to get a little bit more service.
That's a great point. I mean, if there's no fast repairs, you're going to have to come down and get a little bit fixed at a time as you can. Because during a caution like this, heck, you can come down 2 or 3 times. You just got to keep your eye on the relatives and see where that pace car's at. You might not be able to get but a few seconds of work each lap, but as that builds up, you can improve your handling some. And it's not super important here, but maybe get a little bit of that aero fixed.
Oh, for sure. Every little bit counts. If you're able to bump out a little bit of damage, the damage will tighten this car up and make you wear out your tires more because you're putting more steering input into it. But one thing that's important to realize on that wreck is if you do lose the car and it's already kind of to the point of no return. Now, granted, he was pointing towards pit road, so I assume he was afraid of hitting the pit entry wall. I always feel like it's best just let it spin out. Caution's gonna come out. We've seen it a bunch. Because if you try and gas it and you're turning right, the moment that thing hooks, it's always bound to just go straight right. It's a slim chance of saving it, but man, we just saw how trying to save it and it going wrong can cause a huge pileup.
Just hold the brake, let the car come to a stop, let the yellow come out, and everybody recover. Yeah, it's easy to say that, Francisco, but when you really want to save it, you think, I can save this, and
Oh, I feel you on that.
the worst situation is when it snaps around and goes flying up the track. And that's when you feel bad, and you get some drivers involved in it that weren't in it to begin with.
Yeah.
I will say, I'm surprised at how fast that car switched directions, though. Because, I mean, this is a flat surface track, and I mean, how do I put it? We've seen a bunch of people spin, and it's not like they've been able to turn it back until they're already in the grass. So for him to be able to turn it, I mean, that was...
Well,
I guess that has to do with the flat surface of this track, or nearly flat.
It could. And here's the deal. If this was at the heart of Texas Speedway, north of Waco, these boys would say, meet me down at Papa Joe's on the south side of the Waco. We're going to shoot dice, and then we're going to shoot each other in the face with a 22. Because that is what is happening out here. Just all kinds of craziness. I mean, it's like rolling dice in Waco on a Friday night, boys. Take it away, English.
Well, we're going to have some more racing action as the pace car gets ready to jump down here. And there it goes. Joe Neidig on the outside of William Brown for this restart. The 24 and the 48 about to fight it out. The green flag is out. Joe Neidig looks like he had a pretty good jump on the outside, but being in that outside line, he needs every bit he can get, and he does clear the 48. So the outside line... Well, here comes the 48 working his way back up. Joe Neidig did not close that door after he was clear, left it open. Here comes William Brown on the inside, and here comes the 25, the Italian Stallion from Arkansas, and that Coca-Cola machine, that Coca-Cola Mustang on the inside. He is now on the inside of Joe Neidig's fender as they go back down the front stretch once again, going into turn one, putting the pressure on. Burning that right front up. You got to be careful there, Eric. Here comes Malarkey on your outside there. Malarkey in the 73 machine.
Yeah, Malarkey too. Also, he has that guy in the spotter or the crew chief? He's got somebody telling him where everybody is on a track. So I think he has a little bit of an advantage in a situation like this.
That's a great advantage to have, an extra set of eyes, and also somebody to handle your pit strategy and stuff for you. That's one less thing you got to think about. All you really have to think about is where you're at on the track here in relation to these other drivers.
I will say, seeing that restart, it brings up a point I brought up earlier. If you're able to figure out that outside, you could make it work. Now, I think William was able to get back underneath Joe just because of the newer tires. I think that was a factor, but you saw how Joe was able to really send it in a little bit deeper and clear him on entry. It'll be interesting to see how some of these guys, if, you know, I think some people are going to start getting persuaded to kind of take the outside line.
Yellow flag out as we got a car around.
Another caution. Just as we're sorting the thing out, tough track. I think it looks like the 21 was involved in that. Michael Pimpere.
Mike Pimpere. Oof.
Steve McComas and Mike Pimpere. 70 to 21. Kind of look like.
They were 3 wide.
They
Oh,
sure were, weren't they? It almost looked like the beginning was netcode, and then
let me see here. Let's go to his fart chase. Sure enough, they weren't touching. A little bit of netcode puts them together, and like I said, once you get put together, I mean, there's nothing you can do, which is unfortunate.
yeah, netcode. I don't know how to describe it. It's some computer deal. It just doesn't make any sense to me.
It's basically lag.
it turns the cars into magnets, kind of. If they're close enough, but not quite touching each other, it sometimes just turns people.
Yeah, it detects a collision with still room between the cars. I mean, kind of how I think about it. But Adam Lichty, we were talking about demotions earlier. Adam Lichty says they're probably going to demote me out of ARCA. I don't think they really have anywhere else to go.
You're good. You're good down there. Don't worry about it.
And he also said, looks like the zigzag car got smoked.
As we see the 48 take that little road course section. I believe that's part of the road course. I could be wrong, but
Yeah, it was.
yeah, I mean, I have a saying: netcode giveth, netcode taketh away. Netcode can either save you or it can ruin you.
Oh, I agree with that 100%.
Usually it ruins you, but
And once every once in a while, it might help you, but yeah.
Albert Anderson over there on Facebook saying, hang in there, Richard. Pulling for Richard Gray. And Pam Malman pulling for Joe and Taver. Got some family out there pulling for you boys. Joe
That's
currently
cool.
in second. Taver Mowry, he'll be restarting in fifth, I believe.
yes.
Yeah, looks like fifth place.
You know who's one driver who's kind of on his way, not marching his way through, but slowly climbing his way back, who had a rough start? The 16 of Corey Wakefield. He's up to 8th.
No doubt. He sure
Mercy.
is. And believe he's the owner of our sponsor tonight, Hemlock Grove Campground.
Yes, sir. Hemlock Grove Campground, 1299 Portland Road in Kennebunkport, Maine. Provide a northern Maine atmosphere with a southern Maine convenience. Not quite as
I
cold
don't
there.
know, what does that mean?
It's not as
Are
cold.
there
That's why
bears? You're not going to get attacked. I'm sure they got a bear station or something where they keep the bears away, and the moose. You can watch the moose, but don't get too close, type of thing.
I don't
I'm
know,
just
it doesn't
guessing.
say that. It doesn't say that here.
That sounds like a hunter's paradise.
It does. Well, I don't know if they can hunt there, but it sounds really cool. I'd love to go there. Check them out on their website.
If you can't hunt there, then that's a hunter's worst torture.
Yeah, sometimes watching is just as fun.
Oh, for sure. I mean, you see some of these animals in their natural habitat, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah, no. Well, you're down there in South Texas. You see it. I've been down there a bunch of my life down there in South
Port
Texas.
Mansfield is a unique place where
Yeah, you can
deer just
cast
roam.
Yeah, cast and blast. Shoot a deer, catch a redfish all in one day. Here we go. Pace car is down. Looks like the 48 is on the inside. Joe Nidick and the 24 is on the outside. Again, William Brown gets a great restart. Nidick gets a really good start too. We'll see how far he pushes it. Looks like he lets off just a hair. Kind of lets William Brown have it. 73 of Malarkey right there behind him in third. Eric Fiorello, Andrew Cove, and Taver Mowry. Taver Mowry is real aggressive here.
I've been seeing him
he's got-
push it.
I think that's his
Well, he
motto
told
this
us
year.
at the beginning of the year exactly right, Adam. He said that, I'm going to do my best to be more aggressive this year, take more chances. He felt like he was being a little bit too conservative last couple of seasons here. Really wanted to turn up the heat on these guys. And 5 looks like he might be able to pull off a couple of wins this year. As he looks to the inside of the 25, they're 3 wide. The 5, the 25, and the 11. 5 got a little loose there. 25 made out pretty good on that deal.
Man, they're making it interesting up front. Almost Fiorello almost got a back end of him. Got turned by Taver Mowry almost. That's some interesting lines some of these guys are taking, kind of dive bombing down there, trying to make some moves. Francisco, you know about dive bombing. We saw you run that low line Monday night.
The only person I've seen kind of do it from time to time. Oh, it's a 25 cents and a little too deep. Oh, gets put to a
He's
wall.
wrecked.
No, the 5 hit him. 5 hit him.
Did he?
Yeah. Pretty sure the 5 just railroaded Eric Fiorello.
Staying green here, though.
He was able to
Eric did a
keep
great
it
job
going.
Holding. Yeah, Eric, great job of holding it. What is wrong with Tabor? Is he on some kind of extra, like, coffee or energy drink? He's going crazy out there.
Let's
Eric's not gonna be happy about that one.
go into his cockpit point of view and see how he's driving this.
He doesn't look concerned in the least.
Oh no, he has one mission. Going back to dive bombing and the line that I was running during Xfinity, the one person that I'm seeing run a similar line, not to the full effect, is that person that's right in front of Tabor on that inside of 73 of Justin Malarkey. If you look, he's kind of hugging that yellow line all the way around the corner, trying to get around the 24, and you see him brake earlier than the 24, kind of hug it, and then you'll see him hook it and then gas it.
Sure did. That's a great explanation of that. And I think that's going to get more aggressive as the race goes on. We're only lap 60 here. We still have quite a few laps to go. I don't know if I have enough whiskey in the cabinet to survive this thing.
73 and the 24 side by side behind the 48. 73 looks like he might clear, not quite, couldn't quite clear the 24 there.
Let's go on to the 20.
Turn 4.
Let's go ahead and go on to the 24's point of view. As the 73 finally clears him, I think he might try and go for a little bit of a dive bomb for the lead.
Not able to make it stick. It's just sliding too much on him. I like the line that the 48 and the 24 are running here.
Side by side.
Up the track as much as you can.
Yeah, but is the 73 going to run out of tires
Yeah.
at some point doing this, Francisco? Will the
Oh,
tires wear out?
yes. Big time. The more he does this, the more likely. Yet, we've seen Justin Malarkey be successful at a lot of the tracks, so who knows? He might know something that I don't. Because, like I said, there's been people that can make this work. It'll be interesting if he can for the long run. But I don't know. I just don't trust myself as a driver to run that line because I feel like I'm burning it up, like y'all said. And by the end of the run, I'm just driving a boat. It will not turn. But you see how he's able to make it hook and just drive it off the corner.
Yep, and I'm sure him and his crew chief, Isaac, have worked that in. Oh, the yellow flag's out again.
I believe that was... Go ahead and go to regular broadcast mode. The one of Jason Ricketts. Let's see what happened here.
Yep, out of 4. Number 1 out of 4.
Oh.
Oh, he almost just annihilated himself, but he...
Got up in the marbles maybe a little bit. What a drift.
Yep, drifted and nearly ended up... I will say that could have been a lot worse for him. Holy smokes.
Yeah, it could have.
Could have impaled himself there, but he didn't.
I believe that was one of those where he really wanted to save it. I will say that was pretty good, keeping it off the pit road wall.
Yeah. I mean, you got to do what you got to do here. Seems
Albert
like
Anderson said there might be some laying on the hands at the haulers after this race.
Well, I would hope so, Albert. America's driver, Albert Anderson. I'm glad he's with us tonight watching. Somebody's upset. I know there's some upset people here. It's the most upset people you hear when there's an incident between two drivers and nobody says anything.
Yeah.
That's when you know it might be some real business going down at the haulers.
See everybody come down pit road.
I mean, why not? Hell,
48
might as well
coming out
spend
first.
all afternoon down there.
73 getting fresh tires. Now it'll be interesting to see if the 73 kind of does the same strategy he did were running the bottom to try and get around for the lead. I'm sure he'll probably give it a shot.
Yeah, I mean, on fresh tires, you might as well. As long as you think you can control that thing.
I would say the max I would give it is maybe 5 laps running that line. If you can't complete in 5 laps, me personally, I would just fall back and just run that line that the 48 to 24 have been running. Any point after that, I really feel like those tires are just going to be screaming on the long run.
Stage 2 is going to end at lap 100.
Okay.
So we've got 35 laps before that even happens. I don't think anybody's. Let's see here. Let's take a look at last pit lap again. Everybody's 63 all the way down the list, pretty much, for lead lap drivers. So if they do stay green, I mean, I think they can make it on gas.
I
But
believe
you talk
so.
you talk about some tight and loose race cars, depending on what kind of line they're running. When
Yeah,
they
well,
get to
I
that.
just don't trust them to do it at this point. We've seen,
Yeah, I'm
we've seen
thinking,
it.
you know, if they were able to keep it green, but from what we've seen tonight, I'm not sure that we're going to see that.
They have to take some horsepower out of these cars at some point running a track like this, because they're getting really loose in 2 and 4. But I mean, that's kind of par for the course of the short track. Like you said, this is a Saturday night track right here. It's crazy that NASCAR's still running out here in New Hampshire.
Now the 48 and the 73 are going to be your front row. That's Brown and Malarkey. The 11 of Cobe on the outside of Joe Neidick. As these guys come around to restart once again. Is it your call there, Turner?
I believe
so.
it is mine.
It
Okay,
is?
get it, Francisco.
Yeah, he would know.
Let it rip.
Pace car
the
coming
most-
down.
Most sane one.
48 leading to the green flag, and green flag is out. See a 73 48 dead even entering the corner. 48 should be able to clear him, but I believe the 73 might try and do something entering turn 3 to try and get that run, as we see the 11 and 24 battling right behind him.
Could have attempted maybe a little bit of crossover, but Brown just held that line kind of right smack in the middle of the track as the 24 and the 11 are battling out pretty tough right now. 11 getting the better of him. 24 will fall back to 4th. Here comes Taver Mowry diving it in there.
You know.
That's family on family violence right there, but he
He
Ah,
got
Tabor
loose.
Turned it. Tabor turned it. But I know who had his crosshairs on Tabor. That was the 25 of Eric Fiorello. He's making his moves up front right now as well. No caution.
25 able to get back rolling. Yeah, the 25 sitting there in what, 6th place?
7th.
So he's 7th place. He's about to start working on the 29 if he can get to him. 29 looking to the inside of Barkley here. If these guys end up going side by side, that's going to help Eric out.
Do you think Tabor's aggressiveness just kind of hurt him there? I think he's going to be okay if he can make it to the next stage.
He should be good if he makes it to the next stage. I think what hurt him there was the aggressiveness combined with the cold tires. Because we've seen him. He runs hard the first 3 or 4 laps. Yeah, it's just a very... When you get cold tires, it's very risky because the car becomes unpredictable. You can run the same thing you've done on previous restarts, but every once in a while, that car will surprise you and around you go.
Yeah, Tommy Stanley's saying over there on YouTube, he said, man, this is good racing, but folks need to relax on exit of the corners because that's what we're seeing a lot of, guys struggling to get power back down or not executing that that corner exit just right, where they're losing traction either on the front end or the back end. So appreciate the comments, fellas. And Mike Gervey saying, "Let's go, Angel Hernandez."
Yeah, well, this track is a tricky one. I mean, both ends are a little bit different, and if you're not paying just the slightest amount of attention, you may just not hit your point when you need to, and that's going to cause some issues. As we have another one.
Yellow's out again.
Oh, 26.
Michael Buckley into the inside tire barrier hard.
I believe this was a result of the Corey Wakefield. As I was rewinding, let's see what happened.
Man, I didn't see that.
See what happens. So 26 comes out of the corner straight. Sure enough. Let's see. Rewind.
Corey Wakefield snapped it back to the right.
Locked
the outside wall.
Locked his brakes, but just clipped them.
He had already started to correct before he locked his brakes up, and it just snapped around. Good eye there, guys. Well, Matt Gusty mentioned the 29 car a few times here in the last few laps. Up 11 spots right now. He's sitting in 6th place. So Matty G out there, some big gains. Him and Matt Thorns right now tied for biggest mover of the race. As Thorns is sitting in 9th.
I will say one person happy about that caution is the number 5 of Taver Mowry. He puts him right back in, able to get the damage fixed, fresh tires. Should be good to go. Let me go ahead and go on a little bit of a side-by-side here, and let's bring up Derek Schimmel.
Up to the angry guy?
He is in 8th place, up 8 spots. Just kind of running his race, staying out of trouble, staying calm, collected. And then right behind him, we have Matt Thorns as well.
Well, that Golden Girls shirt may make him more calm than normal.
It's soothing. It's soothing.
Yeah, everybody loves the Golden Girls.
And then right behind him, like I mentioned, we have Mr. Matt Thorns with his mustache.
That looks like an entire adult squirrel just passed away, and that's where he died, and that's where he's kind of draped over the top lip of Thorns.
Squirrel?
Or ferret? I don't really know.
Let's see. Let's go ahead and behind them, Taver. I saw him smiling, so still in a good mood. Hopefully gonna be driving back through the field to get to the top. I believe it was in the top 5. A little further on back, we got Mr. Gary Sack.
There's old Gary, Michigan man.
That car is still in really good condition, so it'll be interesting to see. I know he is, I believe, a few laps down. Not too sure how many.
I think he's 2 now. He got the lucky dog, so.
I mean, that car looks good. I mean, the rear end is a little bit beat up, but like I mentioned, you care more about the front end than you do anywhere else. So it'll be interesting to see how he does if he's able to manage to get back on the lead lap. As I believe we're going to come green.
Mm-hmm. Lights are out on the pace car. Coming down the back stretch, about to enter turn 3. 48 and the 73 leading the field. Behind the pace car, that's William Brown in the 48 Ally machine. And the 73 of Malarkey on the outside. Row 2, Andrew Cobe in the 11. And the 24 of Joe Nodick on the outside. Pace car is down and clear. Entering the restart zone, Green flag's out. We're back to racing here at New Hampshire. Lap 77. Coming down the front stretch here, Malarkey looked like he had a pretty good restart. 48's right there, though. Look who's sneaking his way into the action here, the 25. We got a lap car there low. That was the 110 of Richard Gray. Everybody able to get to the outside line and avoid him. A little premature single file here.
Yeah,
We've got almost 100 laps to go, though, so.
Yeah, he stayed out of the way. He don't have anything left as far as sheet metal goes, so good for Richard. Yeah, I think I'd try to single file this till the next stage flag because...
Well, I'm telling you, if we didn't have the lap car low, right there on the edge of the apron, I think we would have seen a little bit more too wide for about another half a lap before guys start to settle out.
Looks like Eric Fiorillo has his eyes on the number 11, Andrew Kobe. Seems like he's trying to figure out where he's going to pass him.
Here comes Barkley on the inside of the 24. Not able to get the nose in.
Oh, 96 going around.
Oh, Schimmel is spun.
I bet his camera doesn't look so happy right now.
Well, how about we go
Spun
side
on
by
his own there.
How about we go side by side while viewing the wreck?
Okay. That sounds awesome. Looks like Derek kind of out of two, lost it on his own. Didn't hit anything other than the grass, so everything will be fine.
That super serial number 96 will be just fine. I think you're right there.
Oh yeah, locked it up. Let it go through the grass a little bit. He should be perfectly fine. Good to go. It should be back out there.
You think some of these guys have their kids running it tonight? Is there some kind of holiday I missed out on? They got their kids in the rig.
Spring break's over with here.
Same here.
Well, yeah, me too. But I'm just wondering if maybe they're having spring break and they just put their kid in the rig and say, "Hey, kid, I hate New Hampshire. You go ahead and run it for me."
New Hampshire is a very annoying track. Anytime I see on the schedule, I'm like, man, I want to run that race.
Yeah.
But
Well, Keelan's going to be the lucky dog. He's announcing it to the field. He's coming around high. It's still several laps down for Keelan's. He had an unfortunate event early in that zigzag car. And
When you say he's coming around high, you mean
well, yeah. I mean, he's in the zigzag car, so he's on the high.
He's on
and
the
he's
high
coming
side.
around.
Yeah.
He's coming around.
You gotta keep those other cars low while you're high, so you don't have a collision there.
I see the 48s over here going through the road course, doing a leisurely drive.
I think he's just bored. It happens.
I will say
go ahead.
If I was drivers right now, obviously we haven't had a long green flag run, but I would be testing out different lines right here. We've seen everybody kind of run a similar line where they drift it up just a little bit and cut it back down. With so much time left, I would slowly start, maybe enter a little lower, maybe start in that first lane, drift up, kind of like what Malarkey was doing. I wouldn't hug the bottom all the way around, but I would try different things to see what works or anything, because you never know. At the end, it's difficult to pass, so you want to try and figure different ways of how you could execute things. That way your options are a wide range rather than I have to follow them the entire way.
No, that's a heck of a point. Just kind of feel it out because you're going to have a 50-lap shootout here at some point if we ever get to it. So might as well kind of learn where you think you can run best, so you can knock it down in those last few laps, right? So
it seems like it's so far away at this point.
It's like in another dimension at this point. I agree with you. I feel like my Federal 15 smoke break isn't going to be enough. At this point. Even though I don't smoke, I still want to take my federal 15. You know, you can't
Yeah.
sit here and do all this work. I mean, it's like we're working too hard tonight, boys. Y'all get out there and run it. The pace car lights are off. William Brown, who's been consistent all night, I think he's probably bored with all this nonsense going around behind him. 73, Malarkey on the outside. 90 behind Brown. And Justin Barkley back there as well, as the pace car is off. I expect a super good start from the 48. And here we go. Green flag. Shifting pretty hard. Just like we thought. Brown's kind of taking off with it. Looks like 24. Nidic is trying to make the same run as Brown. Malarkey's holding his own. Go ahead.
Just about 3 wide there for about 13th place. Schimmel and Wakefield and Ricketts looked like they were trying to go 3 wide there. Adam Lichty over there on YouTube says Friday night spinouts here on MDOT TV. Oh, they about went 3 wide again.
They
promo.
They actually
did
did,
go 3 wide.
and actually made contact. I'm surprised it didn't hook. If you looked carefully, that 16's left front actually went in the air for a split second.
At some point in this race, you got to look at the back end of the Matt Thorns number 10. He's got one of those little urinating cartoon characters on urinating on the 110.
Oh, we got a car around.
No,
It's Wakefield, I think.
No.
Yes, it is. Let's
Coming
go
off
ahead.
the 4.
Oh man.
Go ahead and take a look here. If I'm gonna guess, I'm assuming he got loose on exit.
I think your guess is correct.
Yep.
Do you know what this reminds me of? Kind of. It's quite a bit shorter in this track, but what's that track they just put in iRacing not too long ago? Now I'm losing my mind, but it's
Just added would be, let me see, Hickory.
no, it's been a while, but they used to run it in NASCAR. It's got the red and white. It's old school.
North Wilkesboro.
North Wilkesboro, yeah, that's what it's kind of reminding me of.
It was either that or Rockingham with the red and white.
Yeah, a bigger version of the North Wilkesboro is what I'm kind of picturing here. With that 2 and 4 are just monsters, and if you know.
Well, what this race is giving me a feel of is just a race they did a few weeks ago of Nashville Fairgrounds, where when a person spins, it's automatically a yellow flag because on the front stretch, any little spin, it's going to be an automatic caution. There's no runoff, there's no grass, there's nothing. On the back stretch, you could get away with it, but it seems like the cars are already sideways enough to bring out the caution before they hit the grass, and that's why we're seeing a lot of cautions.
And Adam Lichty on YouTube saying, man, that was a long green flag run. 4 laps. Yahtzee.
I mean, we can't be losing viewers. You guys got to stick with us. We'll have a good one, I think, at some point. Gary Sack is a lucky dog. He's going to come around. On the outside, a lot of these guys are coming in. Let's see. Matt Thorns pitted. Angel Hernandez is in. Mike Simone is in. Ford Wakefield. Alan Dixon.
Did you say Gary Sack was
Yeah,
lucky?
he's a lucky dog. He called it out. So he's getting some laps back here as we keep having these cautions.
As we see Mr. Gary there. Like I said, he has a fairly clean car. If he could just get his laps back and not make any mistakes, he could gain some positions because, as you know, there's some damaged vehicles in front of him. Angel doesn't have a front hood. It's just a matter of keeping his vehicle clean. And one person of perfect example of that is Mr. Matt Thorns here. He had some incidents early on, damage to the front end, but yet he's still in the top 12 because the people behind him, either people in front are getting loose and wrecking, or the people behind him, they're all damaged, so he's able to pull away and continue making passes.
Yeah, I mean, I think his philosophy is probably best here. Just kind of hang out in the back and try to avoid everything. Next thing you know, you could be in the top 5.
Derek
Looks like
Schimmel,
Thorns is up 8 spots from where he started to begin with.
him and Derek Schimmel have been moving a few spots. Derek Schimmel, I believe recovering from that spin he had. Let me see here. Taylor Mowry's actually back on the move. He's already seventh place on the inside. As we know on these restarts, he loves to be aggressive.
Yeah,
More and more every week.
Yeah, he's coming into his own. It's like he's growing up. He's coming up into a man. Is he going to graduate college soon or something? Is he ready to get his life going?
As we come around on the backstretch,
Yeah, we are.
48-73, you're 1 and 2. Well, we've been seeing him on 1 and 2, battling on the restarts quite a bit often recently. 24 was giving him a little bit of a battle right there before the caution came out, so it'd be interesting to see how this plays out. As they come to the start-finish line, 48 leading them. Green flag is out. 73 got a really good restart. As a matter of fact, he might be able to clear him. And he does.
Oh,
Justin Barkley was able to make a move on the outside as well on the 24. As you see him there. As you see behind him, battling out Taver and Andrew Kolb. Everybody just seems to be on the move. I mean, there is 8 laps left in the stage, I believe, because this stage ends at lap 100, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, yeah. We saw a car.
Ricketts is around. Ricketts in the outside wall, yellows out.
I think he had a little bit of help. Let's see here.
I just heard
Ooh.
you heard that one. That was a comment of the night, wasn't it?
That would make radioactive if we did that kind of thing. The 31 of Alan Dixon just announcing over the common radio channel that this race is going to be a bladder buster.
Seemed
what happened there, Francisco?
I want to say the one expected the 96 to be a little bit lower, as you can see here. And I mean, I had the exact same thing happen to me on a restart. We assume that the person on the inside will be a little bit lower, not in that third lane. So when you try and make the corner, it makes contact when he came down. So that's what it looked like for me. Now, he should be good.
This is interesting. Everybody pitting. Before, because we know the stage is coming at 100. So it looks like majority of the field's going to short pit it here.
Except for Mr. Matt Thorns. He stayed out.
My goodness. This just got interesting here.
Are we going to call this our stage? I'm not quite sure.
No,
I hear a lot of arguing now.
They should take the green before the before they get to lap 100, I would think. This is kind of an admin call here.
I believe it should be going to green before, and it should be about a 3-lap run, if I had to guess.
Let's see if they can make 3 laps to get to the competition caution. Or I keep calling it competition caution. The stage.
It is what it is. I don't. We've had enough of those competition cautions to worry about it.
Right, you are.
Oh, they're gonna have a race report. I hear anger on the radio. So I won't say what I'm hearing, but there's a lot of anger out there about what's happening in this race. So
I bet you the
That
viewers
makes me
wish.
happy.
Bet you the viewers wish they could hear the audio.
Yeah, I mean, do we have any left? Is there anybody watching out there? We're trying to have fun. Anybody out there hanging with us? I'd like to hear what y'all's
Yeah.
thoughts are.
Yeah. Adam Lichty says over or under on 7 green flag laps. Our bookie's not here tonight. Otherwise, probably help you participate in that. Albert Anderson says pit now and stay out at the stage break. So he was kind of thinking what looked like about most of the field here was thinking. We'll see if they can make it to the stage without another yellow coming out. I don't know what it's been tonight, because we've seen other races here at New Hampshire and they've not been like this. They've been fairly clean. I don't really know here.
I believe it's just the car and track combo. I mean, the Xfinity cars we raced here, we had 80 laps green flag run. We had, like y'all mentioned, y'all had the trucks here. It's just the cup cars at this track and the setup they have in them, it is a very bad combo. And if you have some drivers that will like give it a little too much gas on X of the corner, other tracks you could get away with it. At this track, you will not get away with it one bit.
Yeah, that's something.
As they come out of the back stretch, I believe, whose restart is this to call?
I think it's all you, brother.
Alrighty. As they come out on the back stretch, coming to the green flag, Matt Thorns leading the way with Mike Simone in second. Green flag is out. Matt Thorns able to get a good start. It'll be interesting to see how he takes the corner. Kind of took it a little high, and you see William Brown take it 3 wide, and the 9 of Justin Barkley takes it 3 wide as well. They're on the move, trying to get through him as fast as they can.
Ooh, a lot of people side by side throughout the field. Nobody really wanting to give an inch here. Rickett's about to find himself 3 wide. Not quite. Oh! Joe's around. Joe Neidick and Wakefield got into it there. I don't know who went across who.
We'll find out right here.
24. Man alive.
I think I see what happened here. So if you look closely, one comes up just a little bit, and right 24 checks up. I think the 16 was trying to fall in right behind.
Yeah.
The
and
24?
The 24 lifted, I think, as the 16 was moving up. I
Yep.
think you're right on the money there, bud.
I will say Matt Thorns was able to hold off and stay in second, even with the older tires. Yet again, they're only 6 laps older tires, but still. And I believe this should end the stage for them.
Yeah, I would hope so.
Yeah, it's over with there.
I just realized my gain was all the way open. So if I sounded loud on the broadcast, that's probably why.
Sounded good to me. I don't hear any complaints out there. Adam Lichty, right before we started this run, he says, definitely ain't going to make 3 laps. And he just said, I told you. Oh, mercy.
Now, if I was Matt Thorns, I honestly would stay out. I mean, it's only 6 lap older tires. You saw you're able to hold off a little bit. Might as well give it a shot, as I think Gary Sack's going to be maybe back on the lead lap. As I believe he's the lucky dog.
Man.
Actually, no. I believe he'll still be 1 lap down.
Well, obviously nobody's going to be pitting here unless they were one of the ones that had some damage. I can't see a reason why you would come down and do that, but
It's tough because I know some of these drivers want to get off strategy to have fresher tires and stuff. But when you have cautions every 5 to 10 laps, it makes it difficult because you really can't take advantage of the tires. You might be able to gain a spot here, spot there, and
Right.
then caution comes out. So by the time you actually get a run, your tires are basically going to be kind of even, and you're just stuck there.
so many laps left here. Corey Wakefield has manually disconnected. He said on his way out, "Sorry guys, not my race. I'm out of here." So sorry to see you go, Corey. But Corey Wakefield, our title sponsor tonight. It's the Campground 175 because Hemlock Grove Campground up in Kennebunkport, Maine, is his deal up there. So if you're in the Maine area, southern Maine, definitely go by there and check them out, especially if you're one of the RVer folks.
Yeah, man, everybody loves
They've
a
got
good
hookups
campground.
up there.
It's that time of year too.
But the
Camping
weather's
and everything.
beautiful. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's probably good up there. I'm not sure, but looks like the pace car's lights are off.
Yes, sir.
Once again, William Brown is on the inside. Somehow, Matt Thorns is on the outside.
Yep, he stayed out for track position a couple of laps ago.
Justin Barkley is behind him with Eric Fiorello.
So here we go. Pace car's down. And the green flag is out. William Brown accelerating so much faster than the outside line, led by Thorns. It almost looked like they had something worked out there. As the 25 right up on the back bumper of the 10 of Matt Thorns. That inside line, really, really not too bad of a start. The 9 of Barkley's up there. Taver's trying to get in behind him. Yeah, these restarts, you really never know what's going to happen. It's been up and down with the outside line there. Eric Fiorello is driving like a man possessed, though. Check him out on the low line, trying to get around the 10. He knows the 10 stayed out earlier and may have older tires. I think he does. Yeah, he has 6-lap older tires than the 25. The 25 really, I think he's kind of looking to get to the back bumper of the 5. Hate to say it, but kind of look like what he's looking for. Malarkey back there behind them in 6th position. Just kind of running his own race right now, running his own line. 25's around. He's down in the grass.
Yeah, what happened there?
Green
Got
flag.
loose.
I think he beat himself there.
Oh man.
He was running that very bottom line. I'm assuming he gassed it up and just lost it and smacked the wall. Kept it straight. It'll be interesting to see how that affects his car, though.
Taylor
Ooh,
Mowry.
we see a battle
Taylor-
between the 9 and the 48 now.
They're battling it out for first. Tabor Mowry just set the fastest lap of the race at 29.68. He is reeling them in.
Andrew Coe is around on the backstretch on his own as well.
As the leaders are coming down the front stretch, we're not going to see a yellow. If he gets that thing back rolling, it looks like he has. Richard Gray been in the pits for 9 minutes, working on that 110 Michelob machine.
Looks like he's
Thing
done.
may be done. No fast repairs here in the Cup Series. The 9 all over the back bumper of the 48 as they come back onto the front stretch out of turn 4. Tabor Mowry not as close as he was to them a lap or two ago. The 9 looking to make his move. Not enough momentum this time around. Let's see what happens in the next set of turns. As Barkley run a little bit different line than the 48. It's all about corner. I think the 9 is better in the middle of the corner than the 48, but the 48 looks like he's better everywhere else.
Well, this is where we discuss how right now would be the time to test new things, because you see how difficult it is for the 9 to try to get around the 48. Like you said, the 9 is solid. If I was a 9, I would try setting up the 48 within 2 laps. I would give it 2 laps to set it up and then really go for a hard pass. Because if you keep trying to go for those passes when you're barely getting to that quarter panel on the entry of the corner, what it does is it doesn't really give you a solid chance to pass, but what it does do is it burns your tires up. So you really have to set them up for that perfect pass situation.
And Thomas Stanley said it's a long race, and Adam Lichty says, I know it's asphalt, but maybe put these guys single file for a restart. Maybe that'll fix them.
Yeah, I mean, try anything at this point.
Seems like they got it ironed out a little bit, though.
Yeah, at the moment, it looks like they do. Is Tabor Bowery looks like he's gaining on the number 9 of Justin Barkley.
And I'll say this, it's not always a side-by-side situation that's happening here. It's a lot of the spins and stuff we're seeing is guys on their own doing it. I bet half of it is. I just heard a car hit the wall. I heard it again.
25.
Oh,
Eric
that's too bad.
Fiorello into the inside wall.
Seemed like the exact same area.
Yeah, he's still running. I mean, there's nothing left on the, I swear, sheet metal on the back end of it.
And the leaders are coming up about a straightaway away from them. So some much needed green flag racing going on.
Now, since we do have green flag racing, what do you say we go into that number 5 cockpit point of view, see how the guys in front of him running their lines and how he's able to manage his tires and how he's doing?
Yeah, let's check him out.
That's a look of intensity right there, as the 5 is all over the back bumper of the 9. Justin Barkley of Super Serial Racing.
Ooh, as you see
Oh,
him
little
get a little
wiggle
loose.
there. Wow. He got really loose coming out of 2. Great save. Yeah, he's bumped the aggression up just a little bit this season. He's really pushing that car for all it's worth right now, thinking, I'm sure he's thinking, well, we're going to get another caution soon anyway. I might as well get my money's worth out of this set of tires.
One thing I'm noticing, as the 9 gets loose, is the 5 kind of keeps his 2 left tires a little bit lower than the 48 and the 9. As you see him trying to take that extremely low line, it'll be interesting to see. I don't think he's going to be able to make it stick. 9 gets the run. But
Well, he knew he had a momentum advantage going into that turn by seeing Barkley's wiggle coming off of 2.
yeah, I mean, that's a good opportunity to try it. It's just the one thing he could have done, I believe, but yet I don't know how these cars handle, is maybe stay on the brake a little bit longer and cut it down. Because if you use that pit stop entry, it's flat and you can actually gas it. It's just interesting if you can make it stick or what the situation is, but you really have to try different things right now to see what'll work and what won't.
Thomas Stanley saying, me and Warman did ARCA last year. We know how that goes. Talking about getting jumped on for some of the mistakes you might see out there on the track. Yeah, me and Turner, we've been there too. Me and Turner ran ARCA together.
That was a dream team right there. We never got in any kind of trouble.
Now,
And of course, Francisco, you were in it too. You know how it goes.
oh, for sure. Number 10 of Matt Thorns on the screen now. He's our biggest mover up, 15 spots.
Wow. Get
And,
it,
like,
boy.
he's just taking it very conservative. As you see, it's a 4-car pack in front of him with Malarkey, Maury, Justin Barkley, and William Brown. Malarkey actually ran him down, I think. Let's see, let's go ahead. Another driver that's kind of driving back after an incident would be the 24 of Joe Knight. He is back up to 8. As you see, the 31 right in front of him does have still a little bit of damage on that right front. As you see, it's crinkled. Definitely could be affecting the handling of that car, as I know once you get a little damage, the car gets a little tired, doesn't want to turn as clean, forcing you to really crank the wheel.
It looks like William Brown's coming up on that lap traffic. 21 of Mike Pimpere. See if he can make that pass cleanly.
Well, since
Richard,
we're on them,
Hey, go ahead.
since we're on, they're about to pass them. Let's take a look from Michael Pimpere to see how they get around them.
Yeah, he went high and they got around him pretty good, looks like. Good driving by I've been there, lap traffic. You just kind of try to stay out of the way. That's all you can do.
Richard Gray over on YouTube saying, great job on the broadcast. He said the race sucks, but great broadcast. Well, it kind of depends on where you're at, Richard. I mean, you've been sitting in the pits for 40 minutes. Man, that sucks, man. I wish you were out here running with these guys. I know you do. I know you wish that too, but Thomas S saying maybe Tabor will get the win, or maybe the mustache man will get a win.
We're on board with Derek Schimmel, who's up 5 spots in 11th, just outside the top 10. Kind of just running his race. Got a few damaged cars in front of him. It'd be interesting to see if he's able to get those positions.
Derek's another cat you can't count out. You know, even if he has a little bit of issues early, he gets angry, he gets focused. He's got the Golden Girls there on his side. In spirit, of course. Trying to guide him around here.
With their little angel halos on top of them. And this pink shirt.
Rue McClanahan would be all over Derek, I think, if she was alive today.
Yeah, she's
A
from
good-looking fella.
Yeah, of course. Oh, look at Tabor just slide right past Mike Pimpere, and then now Mike Pimpere.
Oh, Pimp's going sideways there.
He's trying to stay out of the way. It wouldn't.
My goodness.
Luckily, it
I
worked
thought he was
out.
gonna wreck.
No, I think Tabor scared the hell out of him.
Stays green.
Thank God.
Let's see who. Let's take a look at our buddy Gary Sack, who I believe, if the caution does come out, he will be back on the lead lap. Actually, correction. No, Michael Buckley is now in the lucky dog position.
Sack man.
No, it looks like to me Gary Sack's one lap down. I don't know.
Well,
It's hard to tell. It depends on what scoring deal you're looking at.
yeah, for me it shows Michael Buckley, Jason Ricketts, and Andrew Kolb all in front of Gary, like as per positions to gain. But yet again, with the green flag run that we've had, I'm assuming everybody would come in for pits, which means they should be able to get the wave around. But yeah, let's go ahead and go back up front with. Go ahead and go to our regularly TV1. As you see, Justin Malarkey's already back up to second and hunting down that 48. And you see him running that low line.
$175 laps. A little over 175 miles. Long race for a Friday night race, especially when you add all these caution flags in here. But the Cup
Feels like
Series is the Cup Series is where you get the iron bladder, though, right, Adam? I mean,
I mean, I guess these guys must. We could pull out the old astronaut story if we have to.
yeah,
Yeah,
I love
so,
that one.
yeah, that's a classic. But
You better kid up, you know, if you're gonna.
yeah, I mean, you're gonna race
Hey,
like
you're gonna be
with
in the
these
car this
guys.
long.
If you're going to New Hampshire, you better put a diaper on. Let's put it that way. Because
Or
this
some
is
kind of specialized equipment, medical grade equipment to
yeah.
relieve
Mm.
yourself.
You can get the old bedpan from the 1800s. I mean, whatever
Almost.
works for you.
How can you be so graphic? This is a family show. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's left watching, to be honest with you.
Let's look around, see if anybody is still watching. Facebook got a couple of folks, I believe. Maybe one. YouTube, we got a few more. What they calling? Are they calling him Twig? Red Twig? Mike's Ryan Simone?
Yeah, that's his son.
Saying let's go north-south racing. And Richard saying, give it up for the 29 of Matty G.
Oh
And
yeah, he's
Tommy
up.
Stanley saying Angel's on his way up to the front. Watch that 42.
Yeah. Anything's possible at this point, I think.
That 42 has been getting some damage repair as he now has a hood. I remember not too long ago, he didn't have a front end at all.
Must have found one from another team. Let him borrow one.
He might have taken the 27's hood.
Yeah, maybe so. Either way, these guys are clicking off a huge green flag run of what, 30 laps?
Yellow flag.
Oh, caution's out. I had to jinx it.
You Derek Schimmel. Oh no.
Oh, there's some anger too. I heard some anger.
I think people are still piling in if I'm not mistaken.
Oh,
Is Schimmel in 60, maybe?
yeah.
Oh, 60 just comes up into him and makes contact. Luckily, the damage isn't too bad, I believe.
60 and the 96 able to get away with minimal damage.
Oh, there's
Not happy with
another
each other.
wreck.
Another one?
Right after, so Gary Sack avoids the wreck. And as a result, he comes up and gets into the 6, causing him to wreck, and they both end up turning. Luckily, it doesn't seem too
Oh,
much
no.
damage to either. So they should continue, just fortunate.
I tell you what, 89's camera is going to be pretty interesting going into that because he was able to weave through and dive.
Let's see here.
What is it? Dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge. All the stuff that was going on in front of him.
Let's go to his cockpit point of view.
Hey, Yahtzee.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was pretty close.
I think he just didn't realize that the 6 was above him still.
Yeah, I think you're right there. Ricketts is pitting. So is the 11.
Now, one thing to consider. Now, I know drivers will get upset as a result. 89 hit the
Oh.
brakes a little too hard. Nearly got to
He's
Derek
Gary.
Schimmel. Ooh, Derek Schimmel, I think, is trying to make up positions or something because he stayed out. Unless he's planning on coming in this time around.
See a lap car? I don't believe he is.
No, he's actually the leader right now.
Well, he's going to get a point for leading a lap.
Oh, no, I believe he's coming to pits right now, which means Gary and the rest should get at least the wave round. Now, what I was gonna bring up is in that situation where Gary got to 6. It's important to realize I'm not too sure if Gary runs with 1 or 3 monitors, but if you're on 1 monitor, your field of view is so much less. That's why a lot of people do recommend running 3 monitors in iRacing or VR. It's because it opens up your view so much more. The spotter's good, but it'll give you insight if you're outside, inside. But having 3 monitors will really get to see is you just look to your right screen and you'll see, oh, there's a car right there. I'm not cleared.
Yeah, the situational awareness that you get from having a wider field of view available to you is it's priceless. It really is, and I can't speak to anybody that's running in 3 monitors, but I guess it's pretty similar to how I run in VR, and that's you can turn your head and look and see if your right front corner is clear. It's a lot easier to judge it. Whereas if you're running a flat monitor, it's a little bit harder to tell. But wave around's happening now. A bunch of cars getting their laps back as you predicted.
But yeah, I run 3 monitors, and I can tell you it does come in factor, like you said, if you're trying to see if you're cleared or how far you are from the car to your outside, and also on restarts, because by having just that car's front bumper in your view, the moment you see it go forward, you're able to hit the gas and get a better jump than if you were on a single monitor and you had to wait for them to appear. As the pace car lights are out and we're coming to the restart, 48.73. We've been seeing them a lot up here with the 9 and 5 right behind them. Pace car comes in. 48 leading him to the green flag. Green flag is out. Seemed like the 73 and the 48 got a good even start, but that inside was dominant as 48 clears them. I believe the 9. That run on the outside is going to be too much as the 5 is right there with them. They are battling hard as the 9 really dives it in there. Trying to make a move on the 73.
Oh, that's hard to do, man. So hard to make that work.
It really is. For 2 reasons. One is you really can't gas it up too soon because you'll drift up into the car outside. And 2, you really can't give it too much gas because you'll turn the car, as we've seen so much. So it's a really difficult process to make that inside work.
I saw Alan Dixon here on this last lap trying to run the Francisco Villarreal below the yellow line trick to try to make a pass back there. He was having a pretty rough time trying to get around 42.
Yes, of Angel.
Not able to make it happen.
I will say, I am genuinely surprised a few people haven't tried that line more to see if it works or not. And me, myself, I'm interested to see if it will work.
Well, how different is the Cup car in grip level to an Xfinity car? I mean,
it's like night and day. I mean, the Xfinity, let's put it this way. On exit of the corner in the Xfinity cars, I was 100% throttle easily. Cup cars, I'll be lucky to be at 30, 35.
wow.
What about the next gen cars?
Next gen is glued to a track.
Yeah.
Those you could, I think you could get away. Actually, I haven't run the updated version on this track, so I can't vouch for it. But if I had to assume, it's probably tight entry and probably tight exit as well.
Midwest Days of Thunder sticking with the Gen 6 car at least through this season. Really doing a lot of testing in the off season, this past off season, just to see if it was feasible. But I don't think they had enough data to make the transition. But maybe next season, you'll see the next gen cars out here running.
As you only have 32 more laps to go, and we see the 48.73. Man, these dudes have been battling all race long.
Yeah, this is probably the longest battle we've had right here. What are we at? Like 3 laps? They're really clicking them off.
It seems like the 73 gets a solid entry to mid of the corner, but it seems like the 48 gets a better runoff. See right there how the 5 is able to get right up to the 73's bumper. Now, the important thing to realize here is we've been seeing that 73 kind of take that lower line. With that being done, you have to brake sooner. And with the 5, the 48, and the rest of the field running that higher line, they could send it in just a little bit deeper. So sometimes you have to be careful, because if you're not paying attention, you could rear end that person very easily.
All right, you knew we were going to talk about it. Let's talk about fuel. Most of these trucks, or cars, I'm sorry, pitted at lap 134 with a couple of exceptions for lead lap cars. You think they're going to try to split this thing in half? What's halfway right there between 175 and 134? We got to be coming up on it here in about 15 laps or so.
Probably be
10 laps, maybe.
155, 156.
There you go. Less than 10 laps then.
But they should be close, because it is 80% fuel oil, correct? They might be able to save it. As we said, 5 get loose on exit. But if there is someone, you know, if I'm not mistaken, there was a NASCAR race. I believe it was Tony Stewart, where he was clutching it, I believe, either on the straights or in the corners, trying to save fuel, and the fuel strategy actually worked out for him. It'll be interesting to see if the same situation happens here, as we have Matthew Gutsy turned around, kept it off the track, so it should stay green.
Matty G, what happened, buddy?
I believe he got loose.
Coming out of that turn.
If
Seen
they
it a lot tonight.
If they can't make it, it'll be close. And I'm sure there's going to be someone that's going to attempt trying to clutch it and just save as much as they can. I personally would try, depending on how far the difference is. If you're 2 to 3 laps short, you might be able to pull it off. But if you're 5 and up, yeah, you're going to have to pit. See, 73 is trying every single line he possibly can as the 5 gets loose again.
Well, now that Matt Thorns is on everybody else's pit strategy, he's really hanging on to that top 5. He's solidly in 5th position now, up 15 spots from where he started. Solid night for Matt Thorns.
Oh, for sure, especially after the few incidents he was involved in early on. And it seems like Joe Neidig is also able to recover from the early incidents with the 24. And right behind him, I mean, crying out loud, Angel doesn't have a front end. He got flipped and involved in that wreck with Richard Gray. So to see him out there is pretty impressive.
Oh, we're getting a good stretch of it going through here. Kind of same guys out front have been out front all night, other than Matt Thorns, so we'll see how it plays itself out. Looks like Neidig's going to try to make a move, but his car's beat up worse than Dallas.
And you see the top 4 running. The 48 and 5 were kind of running similar lines, but you see the 73 and the 9 running different lines. 73 kind of hugs it low. Not this time. He actually He actually hangs in there, but cuts it lower than the 48. But if you look at the 9, he's running above the groove. Now, could that be because of tightness? Could be. Or could it be because he wants to run off the corner? All those play a factor. Man, they got to be battling these cars extra hard right now. Ooh, I believe Matt Thorns nearly lost it. Literally, he was able to hold on to it.
I think we should suspend yellow flags from here on out. Just let them run this thing out.
Yeah, that'd probably be the best idea.
Somebody kidnap the flag man right now.
If I could have, I would have done that at about lap 70.
I hear you.
I will say these top 4 have been strong all day, very consistent. As their top 3 are starting to pull away from Justin Barkley. I believe it's tires starting to take effect. As you see the 73 really dive it in.
5's gonna put it on the middle lane there still. Oh, Malarkey got really loose, but Taver scraped the wall a little bit. Taver with the advantage there, going into 1.
Yeah, Tabor's just doing his thing. Mr. Aggressive now.
Comes
But
Malarkey
Malarkey-
looking inside again.
Yeah, Malarkey's coming on the inside.
Giggity.
Got a little loose there.
Yeah,
I got some distractions over here, just so y'all know. Not besides the races, whack. I do have some stuff happening here, so if you don't hear me,
Race is whack.
I got some things happening.
You don't have a snowstorm again, do you?
No, not. Thank God. No. It's like 80 degrees.
Send it down here. I know it's coming. I just want it earlier than.
Go ahead and go
Probably
side
gonna
by
do it.
side for a little bit. And focus on. Go ahead and show us second place, Taver Maury right now.
Oh, he got wicked loose right there.
Oh, somebody get. Everybody's smacking a little bit. I think I got put into the wall a little bit. I think because of the looseness, but they are really battling one another. 48
People
must
are-
be glad.
People are needing some tires right now, I guarantee you. They're about to start screaming for them.
Well, it seemed right there that on entry, the 5 drifted it in. You see, this is a good setup. Samothy's going to dive it in as low as he can. He should be able to get him. Sure enough, clears him. Now, as that battle settles down, let's go ahead and see who is battling. Derek Schimmel.
I think we're all battling with this one.
Battling with my eyelids.
See Derek Schimmel out there. There's only 15 laps to go. Matt Thorns. Yeah, actually having a really good run. Biggest mover. Just consistent. Oh, as he's getting loose. Save it, save it, save it. Oh, able to keep it straight. Hold on to it, Matt. Wow, I think it's the first time we actually seen an in-car during a wreck. Actually, correction, second time. The first one was with Angel and Eric at Laguna Seca.
Oh yeah, that's the camera's bad luck. Looks like Steve McComas is gonna pit. He's announcing it on the radio in the 70.
Yeah, he pretty much had to because he was just about to go 3 wide with a couple other cars.
You know, Gary was able to get back on the lead lap, currently sitting in 15th, up 6 spots from where he started. Like I said, clean car. Just gotta take care of it and finish this race. Maybe he might be able to pick up a few positions. Who knows?
So with McComas making that announcement, you think we'll see any more guys coming down and try to split this thing up, or you think we're done with pit stops?
I want to say they can make it to the end, but it'll be interesting to see. Especially
if
when
yellow comes out, all that's going out the window, though, isn't it?
Oh, for sure. If a caution comes out, it'll be split between who comes in and who stays out. As you see, the 9 and the 5 battling out a little bit.
Gary Sack's gonna pit.
Maybe they can't make it. Actually, no. Gary had to because they last pit 92. They took the wave around.
Yep. Right you are, sir.
Ooh, I think we have a battle going on for the lead.
Brown and Malarkey fighting it out there. 1/10 of a second between them.
Oh, you see the 26 of Michael Buckley loose and coming off onto the track. Luckily kept it green and good to go.
Eric Fiorello has manually disconnected. He is done for tonight.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
We'll finish back in 20th, it looks like.
10 laps to go. And it seems like these two have kind of pulled away from the rest of the field as they reach the 21 of Pimpere. Oh, he's going to give him the bottom. Oh, he'll go real low. It'll be easy. Yeah, there we go.
Albert Anderson saying, "What's going on, Turner? You have to share now."
I just got.
That's what it was about.
No, we got a work issue going on. No worries.
okay.
Trying to solve the problem without having to leave the house.
Albert worked in a similar career years ago,
Yeah.
not
he
too
knows.
long ago, so he knows what you're going through.
These laps are slowly winding down.
Check
Thank
out
you,
Sack
Jesus.
and McComas side by side. Now here comes Gary Sack on those newer tires. Gonna go inside of the 60 machine. Gary's loving them newer tires. Now he's gonna pass Tony Fry on the outside.
Nice. Driving it like he stole it.
Here comes Tony Fry into the pits.
As the leaders are just behind them. Now it'll be interesting. They're obviously going to run them down. It'll be interesting to see how this lap traffic plays a factor. Because if you catch them in just the wrong area, whether it's the entrance of the corner or the exit, it really messes up your momentum for the straightaway. And it allows the person behind you to really bring it in and even potentially try and make a pass. This track really is a very momentum-based track. '73 really liking that bottom. I think in order to make that very bottom work, though, I think he has to be right at his door with his front end to really have a chance at making that pass. Because if he's barely gaining the momentum, it's not enough to clear him. As we're coming up, oh, just like that, side by side for the lead.
Yeah, he looks like he's gonna get him here.
Oh, I think he got loose.
Yep. Sure
Yellow
did.
flag.
Oh, of course. Who threw this one?
Ricketts in
Ricketts.
the wall.
Oh Lord.
Let's see here.
Ricketts in the wall in 2.
Looks like 3.
Oh, it's 4.
Oh,
Third.
he had help.
Yeah, I don't think he did it on his own. Well, he slid a little
Matty
bit.
G.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Didn't Matty G come in for tires by any chance?
Let's see.
Matty G.
Oh, they're going after it on the radio, trying to work it out.
Matty G came in at 134.
Oh, 29 just came up and got into the one by the looks of it, but let me just.
I think the one was getting a little loose.
Oh, that's actually a good point right there. I think one got a little loose, and then the 29 came up, and it was a done deal after that.
Yeah, but I don't think any of them are happy with each other because I think they're just tired of being out there for one. And
Ooh,
there could be some anger.
everybody
Everybody's
coming
coming
down.
down.
It's. Is there anybody risking staying out? Ricketts stayed out.
You're a dandy if you do. Hey, I don't think that's a good idea.
Probably not.
Actually, correction. Ricketts. Never mind. He got shuffled. Not quite sure what's going on. I think he was a lap down. And, no. Justin Malarkey came out in front of William Brown, and so did Taver. Mike Simone recovering in 4th, Angel in 5th. Justin Barkley, not sure what happened with him on pit road. He's in 6th. Matt Thorns too. He's in 10th. What happened with these guys? 2-tire strategy maybe?
It looks like they maybe so with their pit times. And wouldn't that be not a bad call with only a few laps to go?
Risky. The only reason I said that is these cars are already loose. You add some more looseness to them with 2 tires, they are going to be battling them if they took 2 tires. But it could also help for the 73 who likes that bottom. It might help him hook that bottom a little bit better.
Then I see the 48 with a full stop. I don't know. He might be the guy to beat here, as this is going to be our first shot out of 2 on green-white checkers.
Please be the last shot.
Hey, I've already sacrificed a chicken and thrown some bones in the floor and made a circle of salt and all that stuff, trying to end this thing. It ain't quite worked yet.
Lights on the pace car are out.
They're off, man. Thank you, Lord. Who's got the call on this one? I've been working on my other phone and doing all kinds of stuff.
I got
Please,
you covered. I got you.
you got it? All right.
Took care over here. Yep, front row. I don't think we've seen this front row yet. Taylor Mowry on the inside in the 5 machine. Justin Malarkey on the outside, up 10 positions overall. William Brown, I think, has the best tires of anybody in the front of the field right now. Outside of him, Red Stick Mike Simone in the 27. Anybody's race at this point.
Yeah, I'm generally surprised the 73 took the outside, but, you know, like I said, if you know how to make it work, you could get the good run off. So let's see how this goes.
Pace car is down on pit road. We're tightening back up in the restart zone. Green flag's out. Pretty even restart up front. The 42 was a little bit lagging. They're 3 wide here in the middle of the field. 5 with the advantage coming out of turn 2.
24 and the 42.
Side by side, big wreck. Caution's out. 73 had the lead when the caution came out.
Yeah, it was the 24 and the 42. Got it together, collected a couple.
Damn.
Let's go ahead and see.
Almost had it there, bud.
Well, they were 3 wide between the 24, 42, and the 9. Let's see what happened here. But I'm guessing it's going to be on exit. Oh, 24 and the 42 get into it, and then everybody else piles in. Actually, it was a pretty I'd say is a pretty minor wreck, considering what it could have been. How many green white checkers are there?
This
Two.
is the last one.
2. Ooh. Now it'll be interesting to see how the aggression level goes. If I was Malarkey, oh, that'd be interesting. Outside or inside? You saw how the outside treated him. Did pretty good, but gave the advantage to 5. If I had to guess, I think I'm 73 is gonna take the inside.
Well, being that this is going to be the last restart for sure, all the 73 has to do is protect the low line. Unless he thinks the 5 is good enough to pass him on the outside, which I don't know. I don't know here. He's choosing the outside.
It's not bad. It's not a bad move. It's actually a good move. It's just you have to rely. You know Tabor's going to send it deep into this corner to try and get the run. It's just a matter of predicting. I had the same situation happen. You have to be ready for that car on the inside to drift up to get that better exit. And it's just a matter of just limiting that space without wrecking each other to really make the outside work.
Well, and you can't even limit yourself to, well, I'm going to do this without wrecking somebody. You know this is the last one. So
Yep.
if you do have to wreck somebody, aren't you going to go ahead and do it?
I would.
I don't put it outside the 5's toolbox or the 48 or the 27. Any of these guys in the top 2 rows.
Yeah, but if you're William Brown, aren't you sitting pretty if these two guys up front kind of go at it, even with red
But
stick
yeah,
mics
are you going to wait for them to see if they wreck, or are you going to go up there and make something happen? I don't know.
If I was the 40,
yes.
if I was the 48, and if he was feeling really risky and really determined, I think the move is, the 5's going to drive it in. He's going to drift up a little bit. 73 is going to hold that outside, obviously. The 48 might make it 3 wide by hugging that bottom if he can really make it stick.
How much do you lose in the last half of the turns, though, when you do something like that? If you dive it in real hard like that by the yellow, I mean, you're gonna pay the price for it coming out. Something has to happen with those other cars.
You really don't dive it in if you're going to stick it to the bottom. You actually lose time on entry, but make it up on the exit if you do it correctly. Because what you have to do is slow the car down so much that you get it to turn and you get as straight of an exit as you can, as low as you can.
Well, the lights are off once again. It looks like Malarkey's on the outside. Tabor Mowry's on the inside. William Brown, Red Stick Mike Simone, Justin Barkley, and Angel Hernandez are going to be the ones battling it out here as we go to that restart zone. And here we go. We're off for the final time on this race. William Brown has a great jump, passes Tabor Mowry. What a jump by the 48. Tabor is just kind of stuck in no man's land as 73 is kind of trying to block everyone involved. Yeah. Here we go, boys. This is going to be it.
Oh, this is going to be tight.
Yeah, there's some defensive driving up front in the 73 of Malarkey for sure.
White flag. This race is going. It'll be official here.
Racing back to the finish line. It's like Malarkey's loose on his own. William Brown, this is going to be an upset here. Wow.
Oh,
here comes
what a
Tabor.
turn of events. Malarkey lost it on his own and got passed by everybody.
And the 48 able to pull this one out. I really thought the 5 was going to give him a bump and run.
I thought so too. Well, I'll let y'all handle the stuff. I got stuff to do. I may or may not be back for it, but yeah, at least we got this one done.
Thanks for joining us, man. This was
Yeah,
this was a long one, I'll tell you.
it sure was. All right, I'll see y'all in a little bit.
Alrighty.
What do you think about that, Francisco? We had the 48 and the 5 ended up being the guys fighting it out for the end there.
Yeah, I mean, it was some really tough fighting. Now, I saw the 5 giving him a bumper. Are the 48 and 5 teammates by any chance?
I'm not sure if they are or not. I don't have that list up in front of me at the moment.
Let me see here. Because if not, that might have, if they're not teammates, that might have been a little bit of displeasure for taking it 3 wide right off the start.
They're in the same chat, Latte Motorsports.
Okay, then they are.
I think that was a congratulatory bump, maybe.
Yep. I'm trying to be like, Brandon here. Fight, fight, fight. No, but
doubt.
that was a really good, really solid race. I mean, it started off rough. I mean, throughout the race it was rough going, but overall, I mean, really good finish, exciting finish.
Yep, I'm glad to see it end that way. Actually running instead of a yellow throne during the last available green white checker. It's good to see these guys be able to take the white and then race it back out.
For sure.
Let's see. No one in the podium finishers. Oh, we got William Brown in there, our race leader.
I believe Taver and Justice should join shortly as we from.
But Barkley able to hang in there and staying up front quite a bit tonight, at least in the top 5. We saw the 9 of Justin Barkley all night. Able to hang on to it.
There they are. They're all in there now.
Grab a third. You want me to pull up Justin Barkley?
Yeah, pull up Justin Barkley.
Hey, Justin, it's the guys up in the booth. You got us?
I got you.
Hey, man, talk about tonight's race. I mean, you did what you had to do. You stayed pretty much top 5 or 6 all night long. And then stuff started happening up there in front of y'all. What do you think happened right there on that? Talk specifically about that last lap.
So those restarts, they were all about defending your position. That's for sure. Because once you got past, it's really hard to pass. So, the last green white checkered, I just did my best to get to the top and drive it as hard as I could in there without wrecking anybody, and you just had to be really defensive and not let nobody go around you.
Now, I know tires are important and everything. What was your strategy on that final pit stop when everybody came in?
Yeah, I kind of kicking myself in the butt for that one. I thought my tires were wore down a little bit more, and I kind of remembered from the previous pit stop, and I should have just stayed out, but I didn't want to be a sitting duck when everybody pitted. So, I mean, I got a third place, so 2 seconds and a third. I'm gonna keep on going until I get a win.
Oh, for sure.
Well, great racing out there tonight. You definitely earned an extra helping of mac and cheese tonight.
I gotta rehydrate. I'm thirsty.
Go get you some cold ones, man. Thanks so much for joining us, and good job out there tonight.
All right, fellas, good job. Thank you.
All right, let's say we talk to our league owner and second place finisher, Taver Mowry, up here in the booth with us. Taver, you got us? Taver Mowry, you got us?
I got you.
Hey, man, talk about this race. Obviously, a lot more cautious than everybody wanted, but talk about the aggression level out there tonight. You really made good on your promise at the beginning of the season to kind of step the aggression up. Kind of paid off for you tonight. Finished up there in second place. walk us through that last couple of laps and the spin we saw from the 73.
Yeah, I mean those last couple of laps, I don't know. I was just trying to think about what I needed to do to put myself in the best position possible. I really struggled. I mean, I didn't get a lot of opportunity to see how the car handled on the long runs. Unfortunately, as soon as I got into a rhythm here, we would get a yellow. This track is tough, and you really found out the guys who had throttle control and who didn't. Coming off of twos, you got to know when to get on it and when not to. You can't just mash the throttle here. Sometimes it'll just get loose on you, and that's just how the track is. But if I had to be completely honest, I love racing here. The racing here is phenomenal. Me and the 11 were battling the whole entire race for the most part. Even me and the 9. There was a couple times where the 9 shouldn't have lifted. I wouldn't have lifted, but I appreciate it.
Now, you said that you love racing here. I said the opposite on the broadcast. I hate racing here for the reason being that it's typically just full competitions. If you do get some green flag, I know in the trucks that are racing here is really fun, and the Xfinity as we saw on thing. But these cup cars, they, like you said, you can't smash the throttle. And we saw a lot of self spins. We saw a lot of issues. We saw right there at the end. I mean, the 73 lost control of the car and spun it. Entering that pit stop, that very last one, what was your strategy going in there?
I was to take 4 tires all the way up until my pit stop, and then I was like, no, that's stupid. Take 2, and then I took 2, and I didn't tell anyone. And all my teammates were really mad at me. But no, it was. I mean, just like commenting back on what I said before, it can happen to anyone. I mean, Malarkey's honestly our best driver in the league. Dude can drive his ass off. And he just snapped loose, and that just, you got to be careful pushing it here. And that was like kind of in the back of my mind of, don't push it too hard because you'll end up spinning and do exactly what you did at Nashville last week. So really thankful for the Latte team. I know I got some league administrative stuff I got to do. We got to clean up some of this racing here recently. This is not really our standard of racing, so got to figure out how to do that. But really proud of everybody's efforts tonight.
Well, the folks watching, kind of shared a similar sentiment about, how many yellows we had and stuff. But hey, man, this is a work in progress. Everybody's learning. Every time you guys have a season and put together the schedule, this is a learning experience for everybody. And the goal is to make exciting racing happen across all series. And I think Midwest Days of Thunder does the best job around of, weighing, how do you make this exciting, but make it competitive as well. And I think you guys are on the right track. Maybe a little tweaking needs to be done, but I mean, you guys know what you're doing. You're getting there little by little, and I'm sure everybody's going to appreciate the end result as you guys get closer to the product that you want to put out there every week.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot, right? Stages are. I know a lot of people that like stages. I know a lot of people that hate stages. I am indifferent on them. I think they help, the people that run good all season and maybe get in that wreck that shouldn't have been there, or that stuff. But this, I mean, we had 12. I think we had 15 cautions tonight for 68 laps or something like that. And honestly, for how tough that track is, I've seen a lot worse than that. So I'm, like I said, proud of the guys, proud of the effort. Really proud of everybody. I was on spring break this week, got my first coaching job, so a lot of good things happening for me this week. So thankful for everybody else that's picking up my slack this week in the league. So thankful for you guys as well, and everybody on Latte too.
Well, good luck next week, Tabor, and we'll talk at you later.
Yeah, see you guys.
All right, we ready to talk to our race winner there, Francisco?
Sure thing.
Hey, William, it's the guys up in the booth. You got us?
I'm back.
Hey!
Finally.
What a way to announce your return to the top of the leaderboard. Hey, I mean, you started in second on the outside there. Tell me one thing. You did win this race. Let me ask you about the restarts, because y'all had a ton of them. Uh, what was the best line? We saw a couple of guys picking outside line, inside line. Where did you like to run, and how did it work out for you?
I stand by that the low line, taking the inside line, was the fastest on every restart. Not one time did I take the outside. If you don't clear the person that's on the outside line by the time you get out of turn two, I'd say you probably missed your chance. But I never really had a problem getting clear before we got to the back stretch. So I found that the inside line was the best line, hands down. I went with it every time.
Yeah, I noticed on the restarts you were able to make that inside work really good. Now, when it came to your pit strategy, what was your strategy entering your pits, and what did you think after you came out of pits?
I honestly didn't have much of a strategy. There was a time where I was behind Malarkey right when stage two ended, and the only thing I changed was that tear off adds a little bit of time to your pit stop, and I was, trying to get my spot back, so I didn't take a tear off, and I came out probably, I don't know, inches ahead on the pit lane exit. So, you know, that last restart, I still took 4 tires. I didn't want to be the guy who took 2 or didn't pit, and everyone else behind me did. And turns out a couple people like Taver and Malarkey, they took 2 tires. It looked like it was gonna work out for Malarkey. Unfortunately, happens to anyone. He got loose coming out of that turn 2, and it gets you sometimes.
Well, you got 3 more races before the playoffs start. Those races are next week, April Fool's Day, Talladega, and then you've got Charlotte, and then the Charlotte Roval following before the playoffs start. How are you feeling about the upcoming 3 races, and where do you stand next week at
Talladega,
Talladega? I mean, that's rough.
Talladega is going to be a crapshoot for me. I never
Yeah.
do very well at these super speedways. Uh, I'll either get lucky or I won't. That's just really all I can really come up with. Um, Charlotte, I won the last Charlotte race we had. I was very comfortable running that race. I think it was like 250 laps or something like that. I know me and Greg battled that one out pretty good, and I'm looking forward to that race again. And then the Roval, I like road courses. I like the Roval. I'm feeling pretty confident going into that one. I've missed a few races this season. Work stuff, kind of keeping me from doing what I want to do on Friday nights. But I don't know. We'll see. I don't know if I've got what it takes to get in the playoffs with that kind of deficit. But if there is, I hope I make it.
Well, thanks so much for joining us, William, and good luck in these last 3 races. I know it's kind of a crapshoot in Talladega, but hey, man, you're a technical driver, and Charlotte and Charlotte Roval, they might come to you, man. Just go out there and do what you got to do, get your practice in, and you know what you got to do to win races. We don't have to tell you anything, but congrats on the 48 Ally Chevrolet out there picking up the win tonight.
Thank you very much, guys.
Well, alrighty. What do you
There we go.
say we
Wow.
go through the results of this race and call it?
All right. Your winner tonight, William Brown in the 48 Ally Chevrolet. Started right there in the front row on the outside, taking the win tonight. Second place, Taver Mowry in the 5 machine. Also starting right there in the front couple of rows, finishing in second. So great finish for the 5. The 9 of Justin Barkley finishing in third place, right where he started. Andrew Coe was your pole sitter. ended up finishing in fourth, so not too shabby. 42 of Angel Hernandez finishing your last car in the top five. Alan Dixon, man, what a ride that guy had out there tonight in that 31 Coca-Cola machine, finishing in sixth. Started way back in 18th, so what a run for Dixon. Red Stick Mike Simone in the 27 machine, finishing in seventh place. Matty G in the 29. Matthew Gusty finishing in eighth place. The Rainier Beer Machine, Matt Thorns in the number 10, finishing in ninth, up from 20th spot. Not really where he wanted to finish tonight. I know he wanted a little more, but congrats, Matt, on getting the top 10. And same goes for Derek Schimmel, starting in 16th, finishing 10th. Great job getting the top 10 for that 96 machine.
And in 11th place, we got the 89 of Gary Sack. He actually recovered considering the fact that he was involved in some incidents, lapped down. Great to see that he was able to move all the way up. Michael Buckley in the 26 coming in 12th. We got Justin Malarkey, who unfortunately got that little spin on the last lap and finished 13th. Jason Ricketts in the 1 finishing 14th. Joe Nidick in the 24 finishing 15th. Alan Kuhns in the 60 finishing 16th. Michael Pimpere in the 21 finishing 17th. Stephen McComas in the 70 finishing 18th. And then after that, we got Anthony Frey in the 6 finishing 19th. Eric Fiorello in the 25 finishing 20th. Corey Wakefield in the 16 finishing 21st. Richard Gray in the 110 finishing 22nd. And Grandpa Bill 23rd. Actually, he did not race. But that is your race results, everybody. We appreciate everybody coming out and watching. It was a tough race, as described by many racers and people in the comment section. But overall, we had some small green flag runs and an exciting finish to end this.
Yeah, we want to thank our sponsor tonight, too, for the Campground 175. That's Hemlock Grove Campground up there in Kennebunkport, Maine. If you like to tour New England in your RV, definitely look those guys up and go give them a stop. They've got some spots for you to park out there. And, man, you talk about some beautiful country up there. And thank you so much for sponsoring tonight's race. Hemlock Grove Campground. Look them up on Facebook. And tonight, for myself, Alan English, and Francisco Villarreal and Adam Turner down there in the pits, we're signing off for tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. We gone.